Great, thank you very much. Hello TEDx, how are you doing? Everybody okay? Hello, say hello. Good to see you all. Welcome. So my name is John Quinn and I am a presentologist. So what is it? Well, I'm 46 years old, a few numbers for you. I'm 46 years old, I'm Irish, okay, from the Emerald Isle. I lived in the Middle East for 20 years, okay, so I've been in the Middle East for 20 years now. And I've made that number of slides, believe it or not. Yeah, I've made that number of PowerPoint slides, yeah, myself and my team, I have to say, for that number of companies, okay, over those years. So that's how I kind of define what a presentologist is. If I was to put it in one slide, then this is it, okay? So this is how I define presentology, because it is a purely Dubai invention. We have invented it in Dubai. We created the word. People say to me, what college did you go to learn that? And I say, I went to college in Dubai, in the real world of Dubai. So what do you see there? What do you think, what's the point there? What do you see? Any ideas? Okay, the audience are getting along. They're not a typical audience, are they? They're pretty engaged, aren't they? They're looking and they're not tweeting, because normally as lecturers or presenters, we look at the top of people's heads because they're kind of checking their tweets or whatever they're doing surreptitiously under the table. What about the handshake? What does a handshake represent? A deal being done. Money, falus, okay? Why are we here? We're here about money. We're going to generate money. We're going to present better, so we're going to engage people more, yeah? And we're going to ultimately close a deal. Now, I present to my kids most weekend about why they can't have a new iPad, right? Okay, but so presentation can help you in all forms and all walks of your life. So I want to make today as interactive as possible, because this is the normal flow that people use. And I'm glad to see that my other presenters this morning have not been doing this. This is typically how people present. They stand up and they blah, 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 read their slides, okay? We've all heard of maybe death by PowerPoint. Well, we'll come back to that as we go through. But this is typically, you end up with bored audiences, people bored out of their mind. So we say that interaction is actually the difference between monologuing to people and dialoguing with them. And I saw Hisham dialogue with you earlier and connect with you all. So this is a core technique. Now, I'm a presentologist and I use technology. So we're going to use some technology tonight. And coming around now are the keypads. Have you all got one? Has everybody been given one? Okay, give it a wave. Right, okay, let's learn about this thing, okay? You just press the button firmly. You wouldn't believe some people can't do that, okay? So press the button nice and firmly when I ask you. The number is on the back. Turn it over and have a look on the back. I'm 61, okay? So you've all got a number, okay? Because you might win a prize. And the prize is this little guy up here. There's one for each of you, okay, who win. Okay, his name is Flash, okay? And if you pull his head off, everything I've ever learned is inside his head. It's a USB drive, okay? Now, for the people who don't win, I've only got 30 of them with me. For the people who don't win, I'll show you where to get the information later, from the cloud, of course. But you have to win it, okay, to see how we go. So a correct answer is 100 points. The last choice you press is registered. So if you press number 1 and number 3, it'll remember number 3. The fastest finger wins, so be quick and hold it on because the people who vote fastest win. And please, please give them back at the end. They do not open your garage door. It is not a takeaway, okay? Please give them back. So let's find out who's here. Let's first and foremost say a team. So you can choose a team. Gentlemen, this is your opportunity to vote for the ladies if you want to, and similarly the other way around, so you can choose. So that's it working. You can see that 53%, if it's 52, it's changing. We've got about 60 votes in so far, so 60%. So we immediately create a dialogue, okay? So all throughout the United States, this is used in education, in learning, in engaging people. It creates a dialogue. So I'm finding out who's in the room. Oh, we're 50-50, good. I have to change that. There you go. I just changed it, okay? I voted myself in. And I voted for the ladies, actually, so we're going to do good. Oh, we're back to 50-50. Good. So we're 50-50. So how are you all feeling today? Are you 1, 2, or 3? Let me know. Go ahead. Press your buttons there. Okay. Few of us would rather be in bed, but most of us are feeling 50-50, and most of us, are feeling full of energy. That's good. I feel the energy. Good to, and welcome to you all. What's your age group? Okay, so why do I ask this question? Well, generally I'm trying to find out, if people are the general age group in the room. If everyone's over 50, maybe I need to make the font size larger so you can all read it and slow down. Or if you're all under 20, then maybe I can get get a bit cooler and kind of act a bit weirder or whatever, or maybe tweet you all. Okay, so 43% of us are number 2, so we've got a nice young audience here, no over 50-year-olds. Good, so I can make the font size smaller, I think, yeah, so no problem. Good, what else shall we find out about you? We got a couple of other questions coming up. So where were you born is a good question. Who's speaking English as their first language? Because presenters we see making a lot of mistakes. I mean, for example, I heard a presenter recently use the word antithesis. Does anyone know what antithesis means? It's a very hard English word. Yes, thank you. An English professor, I assume. Yes? Academic, good, thank you. It means the direct opposite, okay? The point we try to make is use simple language when you're presenting to people in a multicultural environment. Don't use complicated words. So most of us are from Asia, thank you. We've got 1 or 2 others. You can help me because I've left out a whole continent, which does bother me. So I'm keen to know where those other people are from. Tell me later. Are your presentations 1, 2, or 3? Your own presentations, are they 1, 2, or 3? Now we've got some excellent presenters in tonight, which is good. Hopefully we're going to show you some new things. Most people are kind of, would like to improve in some way or other. So we'll try to help you as we go along. Thank you. How many presentations do you think are delivered every day in the world? Now this is a right and wrong question, okay? So how many presentations go on every day in the world? Well, you can see there that 58% of us have got it right. So there are 30 million presentations going on every day in the world, somewhere or other. And I might need a bit of help with closing. Good. So you can see here's our leaderboard. Okay, so keypad number 44. Where are you? Give us a wave. Well done. You're our winner, our number 1 winner on the left-hand side here. Give her a flash, please, right away. And also, let's give one out to number 23 and 25. Okay. 23, our top 5. So 23, 25, 45, and 37. Give us a wave, and he's coming around to give you a flash, okay? So you get how it works, okay? You got to vote fast. You got to listen to me. You don't know when, I don't know when these questions are going to come, and you better pay attention because I don't know when they're going to come up. Now, that's how we're doing with our teams scoring. The females have it at the moment, okay? So please, okay, let's all vote along. So what's the problem with presenting? Well, we see huge problems with presenting. The lame prevail. Yeah, with 30 million presentations going on every day, we have to try and help people improve and present. Because we end up with some real bad situations, like you may have heard of death by PowerPoint. There's a lot of negativity around presenting generally, okay? You've got bullet points, bullets, yeah? Why are people shooting bullets at us, yeah? You've got death by PowerPoint, yeah? So it's real trying to improve PowerPoint and trying to improve how it presents. PowerPoint gets a bad rap. PowerPoint's the vehicle that you use. You can use Prezi or Powtoon or something else. We see people presenting bullet points in Prezi. So like, we got to try and improve, yeah? We got to try and make it better. So one of the things we're trying to do is to save this poor man. Now, he hasn't died, but he's fallen asleep, okay, at his own event, okay? He's got a keypad in his hand, and when we asked him a question, he woke up and voted, and then he went back to sleep. So this is a conference in Dubai where somebody's literally passed out, fast asleep at his own event. And this is the sort of problem. Anybody tell me why I took this picture? Can you see one person who's doing something a little bit strange at an event? They're all talking. What about the lady in the back row? I went to her and I said, excuse me, are you this man's wife and he snuck you into this event? And she said, hell no, honey, I'm from Texas. These are all Americans in Jumeirah Beach Hotel. And she said, I paid $5,000 to come here. And I said, but how can you concentrate and knit at the same time? Surely it's hard. I mean, it's a modern day, I suppose the older day equivalent of tweeting, yeah, or Facebooking or whatever. And she said, you know, this is the problem. This is a real slide from a real customer. They said to me, can you make it better, Johnny? I said, hell yes, I can delete it. I can delete it and start again, okay? What's wrong with it? Everything, yeah? Vote, tell me, what's wrong with it? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Well, good. A few of you getting that. 50, 60 of you voted. 47% of you got it right. Pretty much everything's wrong with that. And there's a new set of keypad numbers, 68, 23, 24, and 60. Is somebody remembering those numbers? Give us a wave and we'll give you a flash. Top 5. You can't have one twice, by the way. So we've got a 68 at the back, 23. Okay, 23, give us a wave if you're in the top 5 there. Is these top 5 over here. Those are the top 5. It's 2 rows. Good. So there's the team scores, gentlemen. We've got some work to do. The ladies have it at the moment. What about this slide? A PowerPoint slide. Now, the IT industry are some of the worst, or medical, yeah, okay? They tend to put too much information. The CEO of the company said to me, Johnny, you know, this is our slide that we're taking externally to the market, and we're presenting to people about our different lines of business. Can you improve it? And I said to him, do you know what people get from this slide if you take it externally? And he said, no. What do they get? And I said, come here. Smarties and M&Ms. So this is a case of being too close to your message. You can't see that people can't actually get it, you know? So he said, bring the marketing manager. Let's get this changed right away. So it's a common mistake. People have had enough. Audiences have had enough. Audiences, the first presenter was tweeted off the stage in 2010. Tweeted off the stage, asked to leave, because they literally don't communicate correctly. They're droning on, presenting too long, reading their slides, okay? So it's a common technique that we're trying to improve and help people. So we do it in 3 simple ways, and there's 3 simple things I'd like to show you tonight. First and foremost, you all have a smartphone. Let's gamify and create more gamification around people's own devices. They're carrying a device, engage people with them. Why are we using keypads tonight? Well, for example, what if the internet goes down? So you need to have a plan B, and that can help you eradicate the issue of kind of internet or network connectivity. I mean, like, does anyone here not have a smartphone? Anyone? That's a real shame, because I have an iPhone 6 I was going to give somebody, but okay, I'll keep it. Oh, now you don't have it. Oh, now you have it. Okay, I see. Well, look, this is Ahmed. I met him. He is the last man in Dubai with a Nokia phone. I took his picture. I said, please, can I take? He's famous. He's the last man in Dubai with a Nokia phone. He doesn't have it. He literally, he doesn't have, and I said, how can you live without a smartphone? Dubai is second behind Singapore in terms of smartphone penetration. Most people are carrying multiple devices with them. So engage them on it. Look at the airlines. I don't print anything anymore. I go right to the plane with my passbook, yeah, with my tickets. So we need to engage people more, and it needs to be device agnostic. I don't care what you come with, whether you come with a smartphone, whatever you come with, a laptop, an iPad, and it needs to work on anything. So we use what are called web apps. And that's an example of one. If you want to take a note of one, you can see how it works. It's just an app, a little bit of information. HSBC using it today, all lines of business using it to replace keypads, to allow people to text in, looking at agendas, making paperless events. So that's typically what we're doing. And so you can have an agenda on there, who's speaking. You can have an overview of the event, where it is, when it is, the core information. So that's one thing you can do. You can definitely gamify through different types of apps. Let me just give you a quick example. This is one which has come up now, which is coming recently, and this is just an idea which you might consider.
Hi, I'm Tim.
And I'm Sean, and this is Crowd Mics, the first audio system that turns your smartphone into a wireless microphone for live events.
Now my voice can be heard over the room's speakers. Think about it. Instead of just 2 microphones, there's 200, even 2,000.
For those who are not comfortable or able to speak in front of the crowd, text commenting is a great feature. Finally, Crowd Mics includes a dead simple polling feature.
Connect to your crowd with Crowd Mics.
So there you go. Yeah, Crowd Mics, turning people's phones into microphones. Suddenly you get everyone involved. Then if you don't have an app, how about we just use some sort of interactivity? Because we notice a huge lift in people's engagement if we engage them with different devices. And I want to give you a few quick examples over the years. 2005, here's Cisco playing a game show, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Based around gamification, based around gamifying their event and having some fun, generating money. Here's an AGM for EMAR, 3,000 people voting for one question. Engagement of the whole event increased dramatically. How about dinner where everybody is judging on the night? There is no prejudging. The audience are live judges on the night. Can you imagine the atmosphere and the energy in the room when such a thing goes on? But here is probably the best example of gamification that I can show you. It just happens next door in one of the universities next door, and it's for a company called Bioderma. Who's heard of Bioderma? Skincare company. They have raised their sales by 80% through gamification. And it started off 7 years ago with a few of us sitting around in a room talking about how can we engage people more, how can we create some fun. So people come to an event, they get given a keypad, they have to know the product, They have to understand and know the product to play the game. And they get asked in teams to come up. It's a nice stage set with good fun, and the engagement level is excellent. Everyone's very interested, and they play a game show, and they all have some fun. They come up on stage, there's a final buzzer round. So the whole event, it's more like a party. It's happening next week. It happens every year, and it's really a lot of fun. Now, the most fun that happens is when the person wins. And there's one particular guy I want to introduce you to. His name is Ahmed. And I went to talk to him afterwards, and I said, Ahmed, you know, you own a pharmacy in Al Ain, and you won this year's, Bioderma Games. He said, this is the best thing and only thing I've ever won. And he was so excited. So if you can imagine Ahmed in an average day, and now imagine him on stage, this is what he's doing. There he is. Watch him. He's loving it. This is gamification, people. This is what it does. This is the atmosphere you're going to get. Be ready for fun. It's fun, right? They're just loving it. Look, here he is. He's never done this before. He can't believe he's having so much fun. I hope he's somebody's dad, because he was so much fun. So that's really what you want to do. If you're going to introduce gamification, be ready to have some fun. So let's have some fun. We tried to invent Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but there's too many millionaires in Dubai already, so it was no good, so we came up with Who Wants to Be a Billionaire, okay? Because really, million, what is million? Million is nothing, okay? Only billion, okay? Give us a billion, okay? So here's a question. It's impossible for a human to lick its elbow, true or false? Come on, who's trying? Anyone trying? Can the human lick its elbow, true or false? Okay, some of you are guessing there. I don't see anybody trying. Normally we see 400 people stand up and try and lick their elbow. Okay, there is one or two trying, good. So actually, it is impossible. It's true. So you didn't win there, I'm sorry, okay? So it is true. And keypad 50, 78, 80, and 19. Give us a wave and we'll pass you out. Good, thank you. Pass out the flash to the people. Put your hand up. There's the team scores. A few other questions. What about some sports quiz? Let me ask you a quick question. What's the difference between baseball and cricket? Baseball is fun. Baseball games don't stop for afternoon tea. Okay, how about that? So you can see you can customize this for anything you want to make of it. It's simply PowerPoint and making it interactive. So it's the way that we can do it. Good, a few of you got that right. Then 93, 80, 17, and 100. Give him a wave, make sure you get one. Thank you. Females are still in advance, guys. Iftar, we've made an iftar quiz, for example. Here's a good question from that. How many eyelids does a camel have to protect it from blowing sand? A few of you getting it there. I have to hurry you. My time is ticking away. Good. A few different things there. Good. 47% of you got that right. Good. 18, 76, 75, and 74. Give us a wave and we'll pass them out. Well done. And my last one, listen. I made this especially for you guys today. You ready? You ready for the question? Here it comes. Because I never heard this before. Here's the question. Go. Look, very fast, very, very fast. Excellent, okay? Very good, very good, very good. Like it, like it, like it. Good. 37, 26, 78, and 99. You're all winners. Very good. Gentlemen, okay, it's closing. The gap is closing. So look, I'm running out of time, so let me be quick. We just got 20 minutes to grab people's attention. By the way, that was the end of the keypad round, so you can pass back your keypads. Grab the keypads, please, guys. This is typically what a before and after slide. So we're creating animation, yeah? Adding, so the last part of it is to create better content, as well as creating more engagement. Here's a slide before. Look at the PowerPoint shapes and change it to look something more like this. We teach people how to do this. So we can teach you how to actually create it. Here's an example of a beautiful graph before and after, okay? So the idea is to sort of communicate and make it easier and get it. So that's an object. These are all PowerPoint slides, native PowerPoint slides. Typically, people are using slides like this, but we're trying to do something a bit more like this, okay? So something that kind of has a bit more movement and animation in it will create more. These are all native PowerPoint animations that are capable in PowerPoint that people don't really use properly. So don't be afraid to try it, make the information simple on screen. And here's the most complicated slide we've ever made. It's got 300 objects in it. It won an award for the most animated slide in the world on SlideShare. So that's PowerPoint. You can email it to people. You can make it into a video. You can do anything you want. You can do amazing things if you use all of the capability. This is a timeline showing all the different levels. Good, so let me give you some takeaways as my time ticks away. 10, 20, 30. If you don't remember anything else, remember those 3 numbers. 10 slides delivered in 20 minutes with no font size less than 30. That is the ideal way to present to people. 10 slides, okay? Don't be afraid to make it simple. Get rid of the bullet point. Number 4, I can't even say. Please stop reading what's on your slides, okay? Make it more interesting and engage your audience. So if we change this formula to this formula, you will end up with what we call a live audience, an engaged live audience. Isn't that what you're trying to do? So in my last 16 seconds, I'll say you don't really get a newspaper, you get news. Yeah, if you think about it. You don't really get glasses, you get vision. You don't really get a mattress, you get sleep. And you don't really get a lamp, you get light. Well, if you use Presentology, you don't really get a PowerPoint presentation, you get applause. Thank you very much.